Welcome to Bar Talk. I'm your host, Brandon T.
And I'm Sharice.
Yes, like, subscribe, follow, turn your notifications on, check out Bar Talk After Dark, tell a friend about the show, and so forth. And so,
After dark.
Treat, I saw something on the old interwebs here, and it made me think about people's perception of themselves versus perception of other people. And I think that it's a little bit of, I think a lot of people, we all live in our own world. Would you say that?
Okay, we live in I know I do.
Yeah, and then our perception of what we feel like in our own world is based off, I guess, based off what we think of ourselves and what we see on social media. Would you say that social
Okay.
media shapes our perception of everything? This thing right here shapes it all.
Okay.
Excuse me. So with that being said, the dust in here. So with that being said, that can skew how you look at the world, right? Would you
I
agree to
agree.
that? It's
I
completely
agree.
skew. So I saw this thing. One of the, I think I can't remember the lady's name. She does these little interviews of people. I guess they're looking for like dates or whatever. She like the new Kevin Samuel light version and so forth. And lady uh, pulls up her live or whatever with her, and she goes, what did she say? She says that she she matched with a doctor. So she hit the okay. Technically, you know what I'm saying. You can say doctors are pretty successful. If you've been if you're first out of school doctor, you might not be doing it, but there's a breaking point where you the man. You know what I'm saying. As far as the financial arena, would you say would you agree that there's a build up
Well,
to that?
even if you're not the man, we will be one day. But go ahead.
Yeah, so that's a pathway. So say that say that the first 5 to 6 years outside of you living regular, but then once you break that barrier of old debt and income rising and your name getting better, then you actually getting it. So this lady right here says she matched with a doctor on a dating site. So whatever dating site that she was on, she matched with him, and then so in her perception of herself. You know what I'm saying? They're really, you know what I'm saying? I think started delusion is she said she works 3 jobs. So so you know what? That's red flag number one for me. Now I'm glad you're ambitious. I am
Right.
glad you're ambitious. But if you need three to do it, you know what I'm saying, then I think you need to reorganize yourself. If it's taking for your lifestyle to live whatever lifestyle you want, you know what I'm saying? My assumption is, my perception is that there is something wrong somewhere. There's a deficient thing somewhere in these 3 jobs. It's either the 3 jobs is not paying enough, or you are horribly mismanaging these 3 jobs. Would you agree with that? My point, or is there something else with these 3 jobs?
Well, it depends on the three jobs because it's not like back in the day when people said I worked three jobs, you probably needed the three jobs, like to make your money to pay your bills. Today I look at that a little bit different because a lot of people call the job of content creator a job. A lot of people sell stuff on the apps, Amazon and ToMe and all that stuff, and that's a job. And then they also have their regular job that they do. So I don't know what the three jobs are to really make that determination, but I know that based on a lot of what I'm hearing and seeing, a lot of people qualify with and saying they have three jobs based on those kind of things. So it just depends. But go ahead.
So it's not actually a person going out to 3 different companies and doing 3 different types of work. Four things like,
Right.
hey,
I'm not like working a 9 to 5 and then cleaning offices from 6 to 10, and then I got this thing on the weekends. It I don't know if it means that. That's all I'm saying.
so hosting bar talk would be a job. Technically, in this scenario, okay, I'm hosting bar talk. You know what I'm saying? I'm over here. You know what I'm saying? Selling some Etsy things, and and I work at Walmart. Somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Or walk in an office or somewhere.
Or you have a side business. I mean, I guess
Driving
I'm
DoorDash.
explaining it. Well, no, I'm explaining it that way because I fall into that category to a degree. If I count this as a job, and then my regular job, and then my other business that two, I would just honestly, I probably tell somebody I have three jobs, and I will leave it at that. Because
Okay.
I mean, when I look at the time we spend doing this, it adds up to what you would a job. It really does. It's a part-time job, and people have asked me, "Are you getting paid for that?" I don't know why it's a business, but people have
Hey
asked
man,
me,
don't
"Are
worry
you getting
about
paid
the
for it?"
bar talk pitching
Um,
fund.
yeah, but that's my point about if you're saying I don't know what these three jobs mean, and if it were me, I don't know if I would explain that to somebody either. I would just leave it at I have three different things I'm working on, projects, work, job, whatever. So I don't know if that is something to base it off of. It could be totally true. She could be Molly Maid from 7 to 10 and got something on the weekend, but I don't know. But I see what you're going with
Right.
that though. Go ahead.
So okay, so say that she does. Let's just say that's a fact. So okay, she got her regular job. She go, the regular 9 to 5, and then say she making content creation of some sort of fashion, and she doing hair on the side or making some Etsy products or even selling something. You know what I'm saying? And then okay,
Yeah,
so
hair
she
care
so
products.
okay she said she filling her week up with busy. So
Yeah,
she's like, all right, I
absolutely.
got a bunch of busy in here. And then she like, okay, and my busy comes in three different ways to me. You know what I'm saying? And because I think, a lot of 2020 and so forth, when everybody was in their house and was on this thing here and finding things to do and listening to people talk, and it was like all these different streams of income was said. It's like if you don't got 45 streams of income, you are nothing and so forth. And I think that right there has turned people into it was so far out of context. Even the people that were delivering it was out of context. And they were like, the rich do this and these 45 different things. And they never add that the rich do one thing very well. That lane, and then from that lane, it spreads off. It ain't that when you just go do random things and so forth and hope, they all hit. No, it's one thing. It's like we say Elon Musk started off with, making cars. Then that one thing did that, and then it spread into these other things. But in the message that people got is, hey, you need to go do 5 things today. Figure out 5 things right now today, and so forth. And so that takes into the situation where this lady here, with her 3 things, made her feel like the doctor person that she was matching with was doing nothing because she was had so much busy and so forth. And now, what you like I said, I know that everybody doesn't make money doing stuff. There's some doctors that are broke. There's some doctors that are very rich. There's some doctors in the middle that's maintaining, and so forth. Depends on their practice, their lifestyle, and how they run themselves, and so forth. But it seems like to me it's like from her own delusion of where she thinks she is and what she's been told and so forth. 'Cause like I said, a lot of people consumed a lot of information, right, wrong, and different. It all got thrown in a pot of gumbo. And then, once it's mixed in, a lot of people didn't know what to spit out and what not to scoop. And
Hey,
so they just
Michelle.
scooped it all and ate it all. Scooped it all, ate it all. They didn't, with me, I don't eat onions, and it was in there, and I'm throwing the onions out, and then so forth, or whatever item. Some people didn't eat shellfish. That was all in there. Just ate it all, and so forth, and
And
then
Michelle's with it.
yeah,
Okay.
and then just regurgitated out.
Okay.
And so that made me think that this lady looked at this doctor guy, and like, oh, you ain't doing enough. What else? What are you doing? You know what I'm saying? Why you don't got? Why your day ain't more busy? Why your week ain't more busy? Of 4 or 5 things? Because it's supposed to be 4 or 5 things. And the funny part that the lady said to her is, "What you want her to do next? He a surgeon or whatever. You want her to be the president? Like, what? I mean, and she's like, well, I need him ambitious. Like, what, who? Like I said, that fixation of garbage in data and so forth that she got is making her think crazy about herself and so forth. And I mean, what do you think when you like I said, it's good to want to be ambitious. It's good to be want to be productivity, but just fulfilling your schedule with busy doesn't change doesn't do nothing. Oh, does it? I don't know. I guess it makes you feel a certain way about yourself, like, I'm productive, but just being busy don't mean nothing to me. I'm saying, Sharice, how you feel about just as having your calendar full of busy?
It depends on what your goals are.
Okay.
See, because for me, the things that I am doing that you could, what you just said could apply to, it looks like I'm just busy. But nope, it's a goal. And some of them are tied together. Okay. And so to bigger thing coming later. Like sometimes you got to do some things you never did before to get something you never had before.
For sure. Very
So
true.
that might mean putting two things together that you're working on. Because I'm going somewhere with what I'm doing right now. And it's tied to where I'm going. I understand that what I am doing now is for a bigger picture for where I want to go later. But all of that has to get tied to together now. So I can say busy is one thing. Like if you busy, you work and then you got to go volunteer to 50 places so you're not at home alone crying in your bed, then that's different. But when I have a vision, then I have to think 5 steps ahead of that vision. What do I need to know now in order to get the vision? You got to work it backwards, and that means you might be doing two things or three things simultaneously. All of it can tie together. But I understand that's not your point. I saw the same video you're talking about. The lady is an idiot. Okay, she is really something is wrong with you because most people, doctor, lawyer, Indian, I don't know, whatever. That's the goal for a lot of people.
That's the end goal.
The
Yeah, that's
goal
the end
is
goal.
get the doctor, get the lawyer, get the engineer, because then they are already in the income bracket and possibly as happy as they're going to be too, because that's my other big thing. I like to see people living in their gifts. So if he's working in his gift and he's happy with his gift and he's happy where he's at, who the hell is she to be telling anybody, doctor or otherwise, what's your plan? Now she's an idiot. I saw that and I was like, well, what the hell more does she want the man to do? First of all, I dated a doctor, and doctors are busy. Okay, they're busy. So you want to date somebody who's a doctor and then tell him he should be doing when? When is he gonna do something else, girl? That's what I want to know. When is he doing something else? That was a song, and I can't think of the name of it right now, but it was, and my mama loved it. If you think you lonely now, wait until the night. Because one
Wait
part of
into
that
the
song, he
night,
says,
girl.
yeah. And when he says, but see, you want me to stop working, but when I'm home, I'm broke. Okay, so doctors are already busy, and then you want him to go do something else. When do you anticipate having time with this person? Because doctors are very busy.
Right.
They are. They're on call. They got surgeries at 6 o'clock in the morning. Don't let them be a baby doctor. They delivering babies at any time, given the day and night. That your dates are getting interrupted. Your family life is getting interrupted. Lots of things happen depending upon what kind of doctor you're dating. And he'll have time to be talking about, well, let me go run a side hustle too. You know,
Right.
I don't know what more this woman could have wanted. And furthermore, how the hell you know that whatever is next for him, which could be his private practice or branching off on his own, that's not something he was willing to share with you, stranger. Okay, he
Right.
didn't want to tell you that that's where he's going in life or whatever. He didn't have to tell your crazy behind, and he should have been saying to her the minute she said, "What else are your goals?" He should have been like, "Done." Okay, she's a no. Okay,
Absolutely.
she's
Absolutely.
a no
Yeah. Because
because she's an idiot.
like I said, she dismissed. She trying to dismiss the preparation to get to a doctor. She like, I know all this school and so forth and all the work to get there, but he should be ambitious. And I'm thinking to myself, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay. I'm like, okay. The part that really got me is your three random things you do. You know what I'm saying? And it came from that spot of of all of the streams of income thing. And it all came from that. And so if she making $1 and these other things, and she like, okay, I'm doing it, and I'm gonna branch out of not working for somebody. You know, so I guess that's the goal for a lot of these people to not to work for nobody. Fine, do whatever. That's the goal. Fine, but it turns into she looking at him like, why are you working for somebody? That's what you know. So that's what it came off. It was so much judgment in her. He's a doctor, but it like said. And I think a lot of us right now judge other people based off what they're doing, I'm guilty of it too. I'm not gonna just throw it off on this thing. I look at, okay, the steps of things I've done, my steps to this point to get behind this microphone right now, and I look at that and like, why? It's like, why are the people not as ambitious as I am, or do this, that, and the third? But like I said, but that's what. But I look at that some ways and like, everybody's different. Everybody's goals are different. Like you were saying, Shreese, you know what I'm saying? Depends on the goal, the end goal at the end, right? And what you want out of a situation. And then, and I took from, like I said, what I took from this particular thing is being busy on a bunch of different things was what she wanted. Now, if he wanted a doctor and he was like a warehouse worker, but he was doing two other things, maybe rolling DoorDash over here and doing something else over there, she would have been happier with that person because she like, yo, you're busy, I'm busy. You know what I'm saying? She can use that busyness together. And one guy doing one thing that's killing it, you know what I'm saying, ain't busy enough. Do you feel that way? If somebody was just busy, quote unquote, as busy as she is, but she would have been happier with that particular person than one person doing one thing well and getting compensated well for it.
No, she still wouldn't have been happy because she's an idiot. I mean, she would have been saying, I'm mad, he too busy. I mean, this is the person who is saying to a doctor, you're not doing enough. That's the person you ain't gonna never make happy.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure,
Seriously.
for sure, for sure.
You she's only gonna find something else to be unhappy about. He could have said, I'm a doctor and I also do I do this too. Oh, you too busy for me. You know, it would have just been something else that and I get and understand and agree with you when it comes wait, did I just say I agree with him?
You said you
Anyway,
get and understand and agree. Let's do the whole sentence, please.
I no, I must just leave it at I just a little bit
Die, it's
agree.
already out there. Yeah.
I just a little bit agree with the fact that this era of people and these streams of income, it's out of control. And even you, for me, you got to make the money make sense and the time makes sense. So if I'm going to don't give my time to something, it's going to have to be profitable and make sense for me, or at least be the foundation of where I'm going in the future. Doing a DoorDash and doing some hair on the side, and then you do whatever for your full time job. If maybe that's just what you want to do in all three of those things, but there are people who where it's all going to come together at some point, and then but you also have these people who have this mentality of you got to have three streams of income. You have to have that, and otherwise you're nothing now. Well, think about people with three streams of income. Again, they're busy. Okay, they really don't have time for a lot that you're going to want inputted into a relationship too as a woman,
Right.
because that's going to be a problem. The minute he starts doing as much as she is, and then we get on two different time schedules, well, it's just going to fall apart because you're not going to have time. He's not going to have time. You think he should be just as busy as you with your three jobs. He's doing it. And then when do you see each other? This is just a ridiculous conversation this woman was. And quite frankly, anybody else that pairs with her need to go, yeah, she needs to be left alone.
Right. Because
Leave her alone.
like I said, at the end of the day, people, you know what I'm saying? The moral of the story, is like, let's keep the main thing the main thing. Because it's like, you don't need all these random income streams. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, they always talk about the rich that have this. Cause like I said, it's a lot of these videos that talk about what the rich do. They talk about what the rich has now. It always what they have at the time you're looking at them. And it ain't the build up to their. They don't look back at their history, the bio of their history to get there. It's like what they got to now today, and then you should go do what they have to now today and so forth. And that right there is the biggest trap for failure. Biggest setup for failure if you ever seen it. All you gonna do is run yourself ragged trying to do what those folks done today versus how they got to where they at. And so forth. If she wants to run three jobs because somebody told her to have a bunch of streams of income, so she's not gonna sleep, you're not gonna take care of your health like you're supposed to. You're not gonna take care of self care because you over here like, oh, I gotta have these streams because a rich person got these streams. I gotta have these streams instead of doing one thing very 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 well and then let that branch off and do things. You know what I'm saying? Do a whole bunch of random mediocre stuff, and you will stay mediocre forever. Yeah. Trees, do you concur with my analysis on that, or do you think that I'm completely right?
If the random is just some random stuff that you can say you have three streams of income, then absolutely that's just ridiculous. But let's say you work as a sous chef at a restaurant. Your goal one day is to own your own bakery, and you can bake, and you're not doing that. And now your goal is when I get off doing 9 to 5 here, I go when got at home bakery catering service. That's connected, right?
Yes,
and
absolutely.
and that's my point. If you're doing something that's not some random different things trying to just be something that you're not, then that's not going to work out for you eventually, because you're going to wear yourself out, and then it's going to be all for naught because it's not even using what you're really interested in. For me, I really believe in do what you love and you're interested in and make some money from that, because otherwise I'm not going to be happy. It's just that simple. I've never been happy if I don't get to use my gifts, and we've had those conversations on past podcasts of me, really wanting to live in what God gave me as a gift to use. But you talking about some random jobs, and now you're judging other people because they done found their niche. His niche is medical field. Okay, he got it. He's where he want to be.
Exactly where you want to be, and you
What
over
is he
there
supposed to do
claiming he
now?
should be doing something else. He should be in the car with you, running DoorDash right now, just because he ain't busy enough. Instead of him
No,
over there doing his self care, he should be working. Who needs self care? Who needs it?
yeah,
Nobody needs it.
no.
Nobody needs it.
An idiot. Like I said, doctors are busy enough. I can't imagine how a person who is a doctor gonna take on something else. I just can't imagine it. Like I said, I've dated a doctor. I can't imagine it. He barely had time to see me. If he wasn't seeing me, he was in on the road because he did some other. He already had this odd position as a doctor, and he was a surgeon. And so there were we could only see each other every 2 weeks because he was out of town a lot. But that's a lot, and you can't just decide that. And even if that's something that he wants, a person don't want to do that. They ain't gotta do that. That's you, okay? That's you and your crazy self that want to go work in three jobs. If he don't have to do that, why does he have to do that? He values his health, right? His sleep, his what they say playtime. There's nothing wrong with that at all. I was just reading something where one of the HGT people said she wanted to make her days 888, which I was like, I'm going for that. 8 hours of sleep, 8 hours of work, 8 hours of personal time. That's a balanced life.
Balance is key, people. You need to sleep at least 8 hours. You need to get it. Your body needs it. You're not a robot. You're not a machine. Go to sleep.
No, and you're gonna break down the crazy and be crazy, and then if you're not taking care of yourself, you have a lot of health issues and stress in your body because you're not taking care of yourself. So I tend to just do what I love. I can work out. I don't love working out, but I know I gotta do that. So that's part of my 8 hours of personal time. I'm like, I'm working to get there. But this woman is crazy, and she needs to go get somebody who is doing exactly what she's doing. Door dashing, maybe he does got an Amazon little store. He getting $20 a weekend from selling stuff. I don't know. And they got a little full time job at Amazon's warehouse too. I don't know, but you sound like a fool. And my auntie would say, "You talk like a fool."
Right.
That's it.
Yeah, people. Before I give it to Sharice, I want to add. I want to give you this little tidbit for people that believe that subscribe to her lifestyle of busy, being helpful. Don't say I got to work all these hours and so forth. No sleep team. Is this decision making? High decision making is something they say that runs out. You need sleep to reset your mind to perfect decision making. And then throughout the day it goes down. So if you're not getting rest, you're not thinking clear enough to have that perfect decision making in order to be successful doing things. Now, don't get me wrong, there's some lucky jokers that that somehow in the musical chairs thing sit in the right chair. It happens. Ain't nothing you can do about it and so forth. Don't let that be the normal for you chasing that musical chair, sit in the right chair thing. And with that being said, Sharice, what you got for us?
Well, let's stick to this wellness thing. You're absolutely right. You need sleep. Now, Some people can say they can get 4 hours of sleep and they're good to go. Some people get 6 hours of sleep and they're good to go. Some people with 7 or 8. For me, I'll be honest with you. If I am working out consistently on a regular basis, I can't sleep 8 hours. It just does not. I don't need 8 hours of sleep. I have too much energy. But I have to have at least 6 or 7. Is about where I am at now. But also, you got to take care of yourself. You need to figure out if you are sluggish and tired all the time and you sleep in 8 hours, you need to figure out why you like that because that's not normal. And you also, I'm big on drinking a bunch of water all day too. And before y'all sit talking about, I can't drink 8 hours, 8 cups of water a day. I can't do that. Okay, here's the thing: get 4 bottles of water. That's all you need to drink. 4 bottles. You drink one when you first get up, you already 1 bottle down. Drink one at lunch, you're 2 bottles down. Drink one on your break, you're 3 bottles down. Drink one when you get home, that's 4 bottles of water, 8 cups of water a day. I drink about 6 bottles of water, minimal a day. And I think you just really have to focus on taking care of your health, your own self, because if you don't take care of you, one day you're gonna find out why what's the ramifications for not doing that, and you're gonna find out the hard way. And overworking yourself to where you're just exhausted and sick is not going to benefit anybody.
Nobody.
And that's all I
Gonna
have.
break it down. And then too, I want to add this for the people that go to sleep and still feel sluggish the next day. I implore you to go get a sleep study done.
Go get checked out.
Go get a sleep
Yeah,
study
go get
done.
checked out.
Because what you may be having is sleep apnea. When your body wakes up and goes back, wakes up, that puts a hard strain on your heart and so forth. And then, like I said, sleep apnea, you know what I'm saying, is also what it means when you stop breathing in your sleep and you snore. So for y'all loud snorers out there, and y'all work all day, y'all sleep all night and get up and be tired and need naps and so forth, you may have sleep apnea. So I implore you to this coming in year to go talk to your doctor about getting a sleep study to make sure that you're okay. All right? Because
And
we
then
care about you
basically,
here. We care about you
what you're
here.
saying, right. But Brenda, what I like about what you said is don't let something that's abnormal become normal. Because if you continue to live with that, it becomes so normal you don't think anything about it. And that is my biggest lesson in life was at 27 years old, almost dying because I had had a problem for over 2 years probably, and then wound up needing surgery. And I was so young, who thought I was going to be in that type of condition. But don't let something that's not normal. And let me just be very clear here: it is not normal if you went to bed and got up from bed and now you're still exhausted. Something you need to figure out what's going on. So, from the words of Brandon, sleep, study, drink that water, work out, find some time. You can do it. I got faith in you.
Yeah. With that being said, this is Bar Talk. We'll see you later. Peace.